The story begins in the middle of London. Two boys see something on the stairs of a house that makes them breathless. Fresh mud. But the owner of the footprints is missing. They were surprised as to who was roaming barefoot in this cold in the middle of London. And the biggest question was where that man was because he was not visible. As soon as the boys were looking at those footprints, another footprint was imprinted in front of them, and then another. These footprints were descending the stairs and moving forward on the road. Both boys started following those footprints with surprise. But slowly those footprints became lighter and eventually disappeared. They were chasing Griffin, a scientist who had just discovered a formula to make the human body transparent. That is, disappear, like glass. So who was this Griffin? And what was he doing on the streets of London without clothes in this freezing cold? Let's find out. Griffin was a brilliant scientist. There is no doubt about it. He experimented for years and finally proved that the human body can be disappeared. He made some special medicines. He drank it, and in no time, his body became transparent like glass. It became invisible. Problem. He was a lawless person. He didn't care about the law. His landlord didn't like him and wanted to kick him out of the house. To take revenge, Griffin set the whole house on fire. Now, to escape from there, he had to disappear. And to disappear, he had to take off all his clothes. So, in this way, he became a homeless without clothes and money. In the biting cold of January, he started wandering on the streets of London. And those two boys had seen him then. Now it was difficult for Griffin to escape because how could he escape this cold without clothes? Then he thought of an idea that he would go inside a big London store. As soon as the store closed, Griffin secretly went inside. Wow, now he had clothes, food, and warmth, everything. He opened the box and wore warm clothes, shoes, an overcoat, and a round head. Now he had become a completely visible person. Then he ate his fill, drank coffee, ate sweets, and finally slept comfortably on a pile of quilts. But he made a mistake. He couldn't wake up on time in the morning. When the store people came, they saw him and ran after him. To save his life, Griffin had to do the same thing again. He took off all his clothes one by one and threw them away. And finally he disappeared completely, naked, shivering in the cold air, and ran away from there. He went straight to Drury Lane, which was a theatre centre in London. There he found a shop selling drama materials. This was a perfect place for him. He entered the shop, and after a while when he came out, his appearance had completely changed. What all did he wear? He had bandages, that is, bandages on his face. He had worn big black glasses. He had put on a fake nose. He had put on big mustaches and combs, and a big hat. He had worn it. Now he looked like a very strange looking person. Before leaving from there, he hit the shop owner from behind and looted all his money. As soon as he got money, he thought that a crowded place like London is not good for me. He decided to go to a village called Iping far away. Griffin booked 2 rooms in a hotel in Iping village named Inn. In the cold winter, a stranger coming to a deserted village was a very strange thing for everyone. Moreover, this man's face was covered. Now there were talks about him in the whole village. His owner, Mrs. Hall, tried to befriend him, but Griffin clearly said that I have come here to live alone. No one should disturb me. Mrs. Hall had no problem with his strange behavior because Griffin had given her money in advance, but this money ran out quickly. Then a strange incident happened in the village. The house of the village clergyman, that is, the priest, was robbed. They heard the sound of money from their room, but when they reached there, the room, it was empty. Only the desk drawer was open, and the money was missing. No thief was seen. On the same day, even stranger things happened in these hotels. Mrs. Hall and her husband saw that Griffin's room door was open. They secretly started peeking inside when Mrs. Hall heard someone breathing near her ear. Then suddenly, Griffin's hat flew into the air and fell straight on Mrs. Hall's face. And then it was amazing. The chair in the room came back to life. It flew into the air and started attacking both of them. Out of fear, he ran out of the room, and the door closed by itself and got locked. Mrs. Hall felt that ghosts had entered her in-law's room, and the scientist had cast a spell on her. When the news of the theft spread in the clergyman's house, everyone suspected Griffin. Mr. Jeffers, the village police constable, was called. Mrs. Hall gathered courage and went to Griffin and started questioning him. Griffin got angry and shouted. He shouted that you don't know who I am, okay? I will show you. He started taking off his things one by one. He opened his bandages, took out his fake nose, and took off his glasses. A headless man, a man without a head, was standing in front of him. Just then, Constable Jeffers arrived there. He was surprised to see that he had to arrest a man who had no head. But Jeffers was a very brave policeman. He said that whether there is a head or not, an arrest has to be made. And then a strange fight started. Jeffers was trying to catch a person who he couldn't see anything. Griffin also started taking off his clothes. Now Jeffers was getting punched from all sides, but he couldn't understand who was hitting him. Finally, Griffin punched him hard and Jeffers fainted and fell. Eventually, Griffin was free. He ran away from there, but he had become the same again. An invisible, homeless, wandering in the cold without clothes. And this is where the story ends.